All right, so everything's synced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Bethany.
Hi, Josh.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing very well. You are my sister.
Yes, we know each other quite well.
Yeah, welcome to the Chess with Josh podcast, episode 7, Chess with Josh with Bethany. Hello. Hello, Clayton. Hello. There's a guy in a chair. He's the research man for this episode.
Yeah. Thanks in advance.
He pressed the button to record. Yeah. Things look to be good. How do things look to you, Bethany?
Things are looking up, except for the fact that we've got this chessboard here. It feels like a challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, we'll see how it goes. I'm keen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a challenge to me. It'll be easy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I like this glass. It feels very official. I need to pass it this way.
Yeah. So briefly, who the heck are you?
Well, so I think I'm semi-famous because I'm your sister. So that kind of people should already partly know me.
Yeah.
Know of me. Yeah, I'm Bethany. I love statistics and logic. I love food. I love Clayton, my husband of 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks strong.
Yeah, that's it. Still going strong.
Did you guys celebrate the week anniversary?
We mentioned it. We didn't celebrate it, but we did say, 1 week. Yeah. And then when we got to 2 weeks, wow, how good. We're a bit like that. We do the month anniversaries. We don't always celebrate them, but we do note them. And then if there's an opportunity to do a little celebration, we'll do it. I think we're both kind of like optimistic in that way. Like, let's err on the side of enjoying life, I suppose. So yeah. This
is a question straight out the bat. We're not even playing, which is allowed. But to a generation of people who have probably like 50% or more have experienced like parents being divorced, would you recommend marriage, or what would you recommend about what, or like when should you get married? Should you get married?
Interesting question.
Everyone asks about the institution, right?
Yeah. And we've now gone down that path of choosing marriage for ourselves, even though we did have a conversation that was like, we know we don't need to get married to know that we're together forever. We're committed to each other, if that makes sense. So then the whole decision to get married and have the wedding was very much about other things. It was about family. It was about, I guess, the legal commitment of being married under the law.
Yeah.
None of those things sound as romantic. So I guess my advice would be to make the romantic commitment, or like the commitment to your partner, first in your heart and with the other person, separate to the idea of, I guess, getting married, because that as an institution is kind of like, there's a lot of other things involved in it, and then you'll be focusing on those things and not so much on your relationship.
So marriage is the new icing on the cake.
I guess so.
That like sort of like the official tying of the knot.
Yeah.
But it's no longer the preemptive thing. It's the...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I would say do not get married unless you know for sure.
Yeah.
I think that it goes unspoken.
When did you know for sure?
Pretty soon. So Clayton and I, we were extremely lucky that I think it was like 3 months after we started dating, the unit next door from us went up for sale. And we went into deep conversations about, should we do this? We'd only been dating for 3 months. Should we buy this unit together and have it as like a rental property? That felt really adult, felt really kind of scary. Like, holy, I need to be committed not only to this financial investment, but I need to be committed to Clayton and not let him down, if that makes sense. So it was probably then that it was like, we were talking about how are we going to make this work?
Yeah.
And we were on the same page. We were able to ask each other like, what are your fears and reservations? What are my fears and reservations? Let's bring both of them to the table and work it all out. That's, I would say, when we knew 3 months in, which is kind of cooked, but we knew each other for a long time beforehand. So we've known each other for 9 years now, but only been dating for and now we're married, but we were dating before that for 4.5 years. So yeah, we've had a lot of time around each other. We know how we work.
It's
so
cool the way
yeah.
you described it. It's like that's when it moved from just feeling to like it had to move into the thought and logic.
Right,
and like
because
planning out
marriage
life. Yeah.
and being with someone, you can be with someone as like a romantic partner. Cool, fine. But you're also business partners. You're also moving through life together and kind of taking on things together, like taking on challenges, taking on responsibilities together. And that's like, I don't know, it adds like a whole new dimension that you can't just be like, I love this person and so it's all going to work out. You have to be switched on. You have to be serious about it. You have to be, but also know that I guess you're working as a team. I guess that's it. Like, it's not just, I'll take all the responsibility on me so that my partner is okay. Like, that's not how it works either. You have to be both taking that step together. So, in my life, I've seen some very successful relationships where the people are not married. I've seen some very successful marriages. And then I've also seen the other side where people maybe get married and then shouldn't have. So I think whether you've got the big M word, marriage or not, is kind of secondary to...
Yeah, whether you go for the big M, chocolate milk, or marriage, you know.
The big M&M?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could do that instead. Like, that could be equally fulfilling in some sort of way.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
So how do you feel about playing chess and talking at the same time?
Yay, horrible.
Yeah,
Even
epic.
just that,
I'm
like,
looking
I've
forward.
just gone 100% into my brain and I'm 0% awareness on where we are.
Best of luck. Did you want to play white or black?
I'm happy to play black here.
Okay,
but
yeah,
maybe
cool. And we can switch on
yeah.
the second game.
I'm
or
happy to
something.
do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, good luck, you know.
Thank you. Yeah. Shall we?
Looking forward to it. You are a difficult opponent, I remember.
I don't know about
From
that.
life,
So,
but you don't like time.
Me in the past is different from me now.
Okay,
yeah.
You used to beat me by playing very patiently.
Yeah.
Using a lot of time.
Yeah.
And making very safe moves.
Yeah.
And I would get frustrated. I would want to play aggressively, and I wouldn't be able to.
So
it's
that's
like a good defense.
It's like abusing the system because I'm then not playing your chess skills. I'm playing your patience
No, it's not.
skills.
It's called playing the game. So I've seen old people.
Thanks.
So when I was playing tournaments, I'd see old people, and they would play kids, and these kids would be like obviously just like little prodigies and like so smart and calculate really well, and just they're sharp. And these old people would always just take unbelievable amounts of time with these kids. And like they'd be taking 10 minutes for that move, and then the kid would just make a move. And the kid's just frustrated. The kid's like fidgety, moving around, like they walk around the whole hall. And it's like that's how the old person beats the kid. Until the kid learns how to sit there, think, they're not going to beat an old person. Even though they're better. Even though they're like cognitively better. Yeah.
That's scary.
Chess is psychological more than it is. Like, that's why we're not just computers.
What's scary is that this game will have none of that. None. Absolutely none.
We don't
have
know what this game
10
will have.
minutes apiece.
It'll be fun. I'm curious to see if you've thought of any ways to win.
No. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Good luck. All right.
Good luck, Josh.
You start me.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I press this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. How you doing?
Good. Life is good.
Yeah. Remember the clock.
Oh, thanks.
I can move it a little closer to you. So
Okay, thank you. No, it's my left
your
hand. I
chair
need
is
to keep
far
my
away.
left hand kind of...
Don't worry about doing the same hand, same thing for the clock. Yeah. Yeah. When was the last time you played chess?
I played chess yesterday
true.
against Clayton. It was a lovely game. We had a lot of fun. We both made a few mistakes. But it was good. It was good. The microphone's really kind of
That's not fun.
funky. Yeah. That's all right. I'll go there.
Yeah. Maybe we should have like those little face mics.
Oh yeah, as a Patreon upgrade, yeah, that would be fantastic.
I can see already. Round 2 is going to be you and this Jeremy. That one.
No, it's
it is
okay.
a disadvantage.
No. It's more the microphone that I want to make sure the audio's okay.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying anything useful. Heck,
Why
Oh.
are you optimistic?
Why am I optimistic? Statistics says I can be. No, thank you. Yep.
You've always been optimistic. As a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's true. I would say that when I was younger, and I am still young, thank you very much. 29, guys. I'm not that old. I have a bit of naivety, which probably isn't the best.
Do you feel like you're no longer naive, or like you've surpassed naivety?
No, I don't think I have. Not fully, but I definitely think I know more than I used to. And my optimism is more tempered, and I am able to see the downsides of things and kind of calculate risks and things like that. But generally, I am an optimistic person. I enjoy being optimistic. I enjoy bringing optimism and enthusiasm to the things that I do. And do you know what? Sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that would be my kind of summary of that.
Is it important for people to break out of naivety?
Yes. Yes, it is. Because if you stay naive, you are vulnerable. Unfortunately. And that hurts me to say. It really hurts me to say because I'm optimistic that the world is generally good and people are generally good. So it also hurts to then say, but you have to be careful, but there are things that are going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But that it is real. It's reality. And that's where I think naivety transforms into kind of like a rational kind of optimism where you go, I can still be optimistic because most of the time things are good. Hell's bells. That's a queen coming out of its shell. That's, radio.
Would you say you're optimistic about this chess game?
I was. I'm going to King Castle swap real quick.
Yeah, epic.
Yeah, I think it is really important to use the information available to you. And if you are naive, you are ignoring information, or at least you're not taking in information fully. That would be my summary of it. What do you think in terms of like being optimistic, especially in maybe scenarios or places where the statistics aren't being very fair? Do you find optimism difficult to maintain?
Absolutely. I think optimism is a choice that you make in spite of data, to use statistics, to use that lingo. I think that life gives you small reasons, little glimpses that you can interpret to be beautiful symbols of what meaning is, and to sort of be happy about your journey, I think. Yeah.
Do you think optimism is purely about the lens you see the world through?
I don't understand the question.
Okay. That's all right.
No,
like,
but so
optimism being like, I choose to wear my optimistic glasses today, and so that's how I'm going to interpret things.
So optimism is a feeling and pessimism is a feeling. That's how I sort of see it. So it's like, and some days you're going to wake up feeling pessimistic, and some days you're going to wake up feeling optimistic. And generally, if you're like a sort of balanced person, you're going to feel a bit of both on any given day. Sometimes you feel both in one day or 1 minute. Depends on the minute, you know. Depends on what the force is acting on.
Depends
you.
on the move that Josh makes in chess. Yeah.
Sometimes life doesn't even have to be going good or bad, and you could still be feeling intense stuff. I had been in this room, like when I first got this place, I was like feeling very grateful for like a good couple months of like continuously just being like, life is looking up. This is great. But there'll be days where, well, I don't think about that much anymore. And there'll be days where like it's something else and it's hitting me. And those are times where you have to put on optimistic glasses.
Yes.
Not so much that it's like, you're kind of just trying to ride it out until you get that optimistic feeling again. So it's sort of like...
So that's like it's
it's
like
not
having a
optimism,
faith
yeah.
in the future that's like almost, it's not robotic, but it's like you tell yourself, look, I need to make sure I keep my faith in the future, even though I feel like trash at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the better feeling will come.
Yes.
The optimistic feeling will come. I think that makes sense. Interesting. Okay.
What's your favorite song and why?
My favorite song is "Bridge Over Troubled Water."
Yeah.
It makes me smile just to say it. It's one of the best songs of all time. It's so beautiful. It makes me think of all of the people in my life that I love. It also makes me think of all of the support that I've received. Also, Simon and Garfunkel are amazing. So they just did an incredible job on that song. I also,
It was a trick.
yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, you did a good one.
You're a big fan of Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, I am.
Ha. Nice. That's
What
a
do
good
you think about that one?
That's a solid one.
Thank you. So Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Check.
Yeah, thanks. I know. I think I'm gonna do this.
What if it was called Bridge Over Bridge Over Murky Water or
Yeah, thanks. No,
Bridge Over Wobbly Water?
You can't just deconstruct the lyrics of.
What if it was like a bridge over water?
No, I'm not happy with this, Josh. No.
So they can't. Yeah. Okay. So it is specifically troubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like. Okay. So what I was going to say is that when I was in grade 8, I was in the choir, and Bridge Over Troubled Water was one of the
Why
songs
is
that
the sorry. The first thought that came in my head was gay. Anyway. That's not how I feel towards that. I was in the choir. I also went and I sang like the.
Were you in the choir,
No, we
Josh?
did the hospice carols. The carols. So you go to the different.
Yeah,
like,
we
nursing
did that
homes
too.
and sing
It was
carols and
wonderful.
stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
But still, that's just.
Nah, screw you.
Anyway, yeah. So choir was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sorry. I just need to kind of think about what I'm going to do here.
Learning lots of harmonies.
Yeah, and like just so when you repeat a song over and over and over and over again, you get like a real appreciation for what the song is. Yeah, thanks Clayton, cameraman.
Doing great.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, Like I don't really know what to do at this point of the game.
You defended what I attacked you with very well.
Excellent. Thank you.
I wasn't sure if you'd seen it or not.
Yeah.
So maybe you had, or maybe you hadn't. Maybe you just had enough setup that you could defend it.
Yeah, I'm not
You're doing
sure.
better on time.
Thank you. Not anymore.
No, you are. You're a minute
It's
ahead.
this part of the
You
game
should
where I don't
relax.
know what to do next.
Relax, chill.
Thanks,
Retell
I
a life story. I
will.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you some questions
Yeah,
too.
good luck
so-
with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this. We see how we go. So I wanted to ask you. I'm really keen to ask you about your experience of being in Melbourne. Melbourne has so many people, so many things to do, so many people to see, but also just so many communities. And I wanted to ask you about people or communities that you have learned about that maybe you've never seen before, or like kind of the people in the background. And I know that you're a person who writes stories and creates stories. Is there anyone in Melbourne that you feel called to write a story about?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
One time I had this thought, this idea. It was one of those like, I'm probably not going to write that, but it was like, what if you wrote like just a rom-com about a train driver who like meets like another train driver and they're on like sort of like rotating rosters, and one's always coming in to take over, but there's sort of like a little connection, but they're train drivers. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just basically a rom-com, but they're train drivers. I just had the thought like that because there's so many people who are driving trains and work in the public transport system, because the public transport system in Melbourne is huge. But I'm probably not going to write that idea. But I might. I don't know. It was just a thought. I definitely... it's interesting because they talk about write what you know.
So that narrows your viewpoint somewhat, though. Because if you're only feeling confident to write what you know, you'll be not looking for those stories that are further afield.
Well, you can still write what you know and not... I could write a love story about train drivers. I just need to do a little bit of research about what that's like.
Yeah.
But it's still, I know people and I know how love works.
Yeah.
I guess.
That makes sense. You know the core emotions and the core movements. Yeah.
I think I also wrote a lot people who are activists and protest a lot. That was definitely a curious and interesting point, because culture is alive for that in Melbourne.
I just realised.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. You mucked up there.
I'm totally screwed.
A little revealed.
Yeah.
But you can still beat me on time.
Yeah. Owies. Owies. At least I put this here.
Yeah,
otherwise I would have been screwed.
Yeah. So that's bad.
I can still beat you on time, except I'm not asking you questions that actually are grabbing you. When it comes to doing research for your stories, where is that on the scale of priorities for you? Is that lower down, you don't enjoy doing it, or you're happy to do it?
A lot of the research I feel like is probably internal research, but then there was an idea that I had recently where I would have to do a lot of research. So it's it felt more like a modern history assignment in some ways, where I was I'm going to have to look up the legalities of things and how the legal system works, because I wanted to write a courtroom drama thing.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's it's research, but it happens in different sort of ways. So it's maybe it's research because you're talking to specific people, you're taking more notice of the certain people and things. Yeah, I don't know if that...
Yeah. I think, you have a lot of experience from what you studied in school. Which is cool. You know, you already...
But I don't feel qualified particularly to speak on that in great depths, because...
Yeah, fair.
Because I'm early career,
I feel you. Yeah. It does make sense.
You guys should definitely take some writing advice from me, the guy who hasn't written anything. Oh, that's nice.
Thank
Good
you.
move.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Because you put your queen there and I'm like, I don't know what to do next. Yeah, that's...
Oh, shit. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're playing a trick on me.
I thought about...
You're playing a trick on me. This is good.
Moving up somehow. But I don't actually know if I can.
Yeah, you got something there. What's so damn cool about maths, Bethany?
Maths is amazing. Maths is a really cool framework through which to... Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it because my horse. And then my castle. It's not nice what you've done to me, Josh.
My bad.
Yeah, I actually think I need to do this.
Really?
As a defensive move.
You do you. I don't want to get in your head.
What? Oh. The chess grandmasters will break this down afterwards and tell us.
They'll
where we went
take the time to look at the board from far away.
Yeah.
Damn, who's this Josh? Why is chess always with him?
But what's the point of me going there, Josh? What's the point of that? Because you will be able to move, and that anyway.
That's okay. It's not a checkmate. It's just to muck me up a bit.
Yeah, okay. I'm
It's
not happy.
forced
I'm
me-
not happy about this.
It's forced me to have to do something different and
Yeah.
to take away from my time.
I saw it and then I was like, no. Yeah, and see, this pawn is in the way. So it's like a bit of a waste of kind of energy. Anyway.
So... Okay.
I'm still going to do that.
Yeah, nice.
So there you go.
Right.
I'm running out of time.
You're doing well.
I'm on
This is a good
126.
This is a good game.
Yeah, I'm having fun actually. It's really good. I wanted to ask you another question. Now I've forgotten. Okay, so so this is actually relevant to this game. So you know how you like to review things. You like to give commentary on things. You like to assess why things are good and bad. Do you have a system in your mind, a mathematical system? Because you asked me about maths. Maths is a great way to visualize the world and what's happening. Do you have a mathematical system where you numerically rate the people you've played against?
No. I get a gut feeling and then I justify it with logic. The gut feeling comes first and then I use the brain to figure out if that's true.
Okay. Oh, well.
So do I get a rating? I don't get mathematical ratings, no. But I get a sense, like...
I'm going to do
Gabe is a very good chess player because he consistently surprises me when we play. And that's pretty cool because I don't get as surprised as much by, like, playing chess. And it's like usually when you're planning an attack and they don't just read it, they do something of their own and understood what you're doing and are able to hit you with something.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, this makes it different.
Yes.
But then it's really cool when you have a chess relationship where they getting surprised by stuff you're doing as well. And that's what it makes it a very joyful sort of experience.
Yes. Yeah, when you're both invested in the game. I find the same thing when we're playing 500 or something like that. When everyone is aware of which cards have been played and which ones haven't, it's like, oh, yeah, like on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Do
oh, no.
Does
I'm
life
in
surprise
trouble.
you much?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the time?
Yeah. No. Heck. I'm surprised right now. That was a really good move.
Surprise.
Oh, no. Oh, heck. Yeah, I'm toasted TV. I think I can do this.
You can do that.
So actually, no. Life doesn't surprise me. Life kind of just creeps up on me. I would say that would be my way to summarize it. Can I do this and just totally shoot this whole thing out? Because it'll be fun. Ops. Owies, owies, owies.
Life creeps up on you. Ha! Nice move.
Thank you.
Cool.
I got 15 seconds left.
Cool move.
Josh has 40. He gonna win.
We don't know.
Check.
Really?
Yes.
Clever.
Oh, heck. What do I do now? Heck. Oh, that's really dumb.
That's fine. You don't have much time. Awesome. No, I can't.
Oh, what do I do? What do I do? No, that's not the right move. But anyway, I have 2 seconds left. That was fun. Yeah.
You get to take it back, but
Oh, sorry. There we go.
you can't do that because the bishop.
Oh, no.
You have to take it with the knight. That's good. You did well. Nice defense at the end there. Yeah.
That was so
That's
interesting.
cool. You get in the ropes. I reckon you've got a good chance to win round 2.
Yeah. That was fun. That was really good. I lost my queen, which depressed me. But
Just
the
that little
way
revealed attack. Yeah.
the way the pieces moved around was really cool.
What are your thoughts?
Here are my thoughts. I want the bird's eye view of the chessboard. That's the other Patreon thing that we need to get. So that we can
Funding.
we can look at it back because
I think,
that was a really interesting setup. And I don't know. if I'd had 20 minutes to think about each move.
Exactly, yeah.
It would have been
This is the
juicy.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why in these games, what I often like to try and just do little. It's actually in every game, but it's like where you can do a move and it looks like you're doing something else, and you're actually setting up this.
Yes.
I love angles.
Yes.
Long angles with
because
bishops
our
and
brains
queens.
just aren't as good at.
They're not trying to
them.
see it. They're not trying to see it. Horses that can just move into position. I like. I think this is why I said, like, when I was teaching chess a lot as well, it was like just to develop those minor pieces forward, not because it just gives you lots of options. But yeah, if this podcast, if there was like 1,000 people that were like, come on, then I'd be like, fine, I'll fucking edit in and I'll get the bird's eye view, and but I don't think bird's eye view would be great for this. You'd want it from a slight angle, maybe back here, like down, because you bird's eye view.
Oh, it's just the
just
data.
see the
Yeah. We need the data.
Yeah.
That's like, we need where all the pieces are.
Yeah.
So.
How do you find playing and thinking?
Actually, not too bad.
Yeah.
I think so, because I know. So, because I don't know anything that much about like chess setups, and like it's not like I'm going into the recesses of my brain to access the Duvallaki setup.
Yeah, you're accessing RAM instinct.
Yeah. Because I'm playing by instinct. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
But if I was trying to optimize based on a set of rules, that I'd be really cranky with you. I'd be like, shut up, because I need to search my database.
Yeah, for sure.
So because I'm just kind of having fun, it's actually really good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to swap chairs?
Sure, I'm happy to.
Remember your water.
Yep. Thank you.
No worries. I have a 100%. No, wait, that's incorrect. I used to have a 100% loss ratio from this chair until I versed Clayton twice. So it's Clayton.
Ouch. That's harsh. Nah, but those are the statistics, right? You can't argue with the numbers. The statistics, yes.
Men's not hot.
Yes. Oh no.
I'll get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what were we talking about? Surprise in life.
Yeah. So.
Life creeps up on you.
Yes, I find
Poetic.
that in my life, nothing changes day to day.
Yeah.
Until I guess I open my eyes and notice, and all of a sudden something's different. And it's
like
not
you're married.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
No, but that's not different, because it's like your relationship is exactly the same. You're just officially married.
That's right. Yeah. The date passed that we got married. But the day-to-day changes aren't normally very big. It's so I'm making this comment thinking about one of my recent life changes, which is when I quit my job.
Yeah.
That was really hard. I've never actively said no to paid work. I don't think I've ever done that before. It feels like something wrong. It feels like illegal. You shouldn't do that. That's a risk to do that.
Do you want the mic lowered a little?
Yeah, maybe.
If you spin that thing there in the
This
middle, hold the mic itself.
Oh, yeah?
And then spin that. Yeah, and then lower it. It'll just push down.
Oof.
Yeah, and then you can
I'm
bring it
really
up.
sorry.
You can bring it up a little.
Oh, yeah.
Or down. Or just keep it there.
Yeah, no. Down here's good.
Nice.
Yeah, so my job was really, really awesome until it wasn't.
Yeah.
And there wasn't one day where it just went like, wow, that was a horrible day all of a sudden and now I'm going to quit. No, it was like this gradual creep of slight changes, and then I guess it was like looking back over the last few months, and it was like, oh man, I'm crying on a weekly basis because of emotions that are coming up, like negative emotions that are coming up because of this job.
How often is normal for you? I'm just trying to get an understanding of the data. Sorry, yeah. I would say, sorry, I'm so sorry you were crying.
Thanks.
Empathy.
Thanks. No, I have a pretty regular cry. I would say once or twice a month.
But not specifically about something.
Yeah, so it was like I was crying because of work events. I was crying because of particular whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting when life starts like to mathematize it. When
Yeah.
life starts handing you that data.
Yeah,
of like,
that's right. And like,
Yeah.
so when it's a specific event that you're upset about,
Hmm.
you can move on from that specific event and be like, cool, that event happened.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's when you get a string of events that you then, as a statistician, you plot a trend line through
Yeah.
that, and you go, oh, now I'm actually seeing like the development of a story, or like of an effect that I'm noticing.
Yeah.
And it took me probably an embarrassingly long time to realize that I was hating being at work.
And that it wasn't something you needed to overcome.
Well, and I felt guilty because there are so many aspects of my job that I really loved.
Yeah.
And still do. And so and my day-to-day at work was still good, but there were some pretty serious elements that were going wrong. And it was only looking back and being like, oh, we've had this same conversation. So Clayton and I talk all the time about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had the same conversation about this for like months.
Yeah.
What am I still doing, suffering in this kind of... Yeah, so that was the shock, was realizing, oh, I've been in this situation for a while and I'm dumb and I didn't realize. That's how I feel. Like, of course, you realize in your own time. But yeah, it was sort of like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I should have realized a long time
But I
before.
feel like that's I feel like it's like
Yeah.
the really complicated things seem like there was always only one answer.
Yes.
Looking back at it, right?
Yep.
And then maybe there was, but it's just like this is the thing I always underestimate is the experience of the thing. The experience of life is so intense. Even if you knew it was going to happen earlier on, even if you could see what was sort of ahead, it's like going after like my pathway or whatever. I knew like, oh yeah, it'll be fucking tough. I'll have to move to a city, It's like, but you don't understand an experience until you have it. And then when you're in an experience, like, you can't, even if you know everything, you can't just be chill about your own life because you're actually living it.
Because you can't step outside of it. Yes, that's exactly right. Like, even if on paper, XYZ answer is the answer.
Yeah.
That's really hard to see from like in the center of
So
it
what
all. Yeah.
clicked? What sort of turned it over? So you were like, oh, this is the decision I need to make.
So there was partly external forces. So partly like, I got an offer for some other work.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was riskier work. It was less work. It was work with no progression. It was worse work on paper, but I found that I wanted it. Like I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you know what I mean? And so that's probably what like prompted the decision.
Yeah.
I can honestly say to you that if I had not had that external pressure of other work, I probably would have kept suffering there for a lot longer than I did.
Yeah, true.
I know myself. I would have just been like, this is my lot in life and I'm screwed, but I have a permanent full-time job and I'm staying right here because that's what makes sense. So then if I had stayed there, maybe I would have had to change some other things about like how I was interacting with people, how I was interacting with the job. So
you're an interesting person because you think very strongly and practically, and that is a very powerful force in your decision making. But you also feel very strongly.
Yeah,
like,
and I tend to ignore it.
Well, yeah,
until I can't ignore it anymore. Yeah,
but it's like you don't. I feel like you can't ignore it because your capacity for emotion is high, as well as your capacity for practicality and min-maxing.
Yes.
So it's like you.
Thank you for saying min-maxing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Yes.
That's it.
That's exactly it. Optimization. Dandori is another word.
All right.
Like
What's
to use.
Dandori? Tell me.
So dandori is the Japanese word for optimization, or min-maxing, essentially. If anyone's played the game Pikmin, it's a good game.
Yeah. It's all those nerds out there.
Yeah, that's
loving
it.
chess and Pikmin.
It's all about optimization.
Yeah.
So just you have a set of resources. They're finite. You have an amount of time. It's finite. How do you navigate a given set of challenges or a given set of tasks and do it in the optimal way? Really satisfying. Very stressful. My brain like I put utmost importance on optimization if given the challenge. Like if someone says to me, let's optimize this thing, like, whoa, like, and it becomes the goal. It becomes the thing that I'm like hyper fixated on. And so I think like when it comes to trying to make life decisions, I don't know. I've had a certain way of trying to optimize my life for a while. But you're exactly right that my emotions often come over the top and scream out, hey.
Yeah, we here too.
Yeah, and that's really difficult for me to process. Like, what the heck? What the heck?
I think it's a good thing because you meet those people who like just logic, and they sort of like not as much eye contact. Like there's like, they tend to ignore or they don't even feel the feelings. There's not the connection. So it can be like too much. And then you meet people who are just all connection. You're like, your life is hectic. It stresses me out just looking at you. Like, holy shit. Yeah.
It's
a good balance.
Really tough to find a middle ground. I think we all need to in our own ways.
There's people who they're not wearing shoes anywhere.
It's
like that looks really free.
Do you know, that's so interesting. I've had so many comments, particularly in the last couple of years, that I'm really organized.
Yeah.
I'm a really organized person.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm one of the least organized people ever.
Yeah.
But because I am like that, because that is me, calendars are a wonderful thing for me.
You've used tools to...
Alarms are a really good thing for me. Yeah. And because I subscribe to those tools, or I subscribe to people who help me be organized, like Clayton, the most organized person ever. He's wonderful to be married to when you're someone like me.
Yeah.
Because I am open to getting help with being organized.
Yeah.
I now get noticed as an organized person. Like some of my students,
self-aware of weaknesses, and then
so some of my students were like, wow, you're the most organized lecturer we've ever had. You always have all of your files ready to go in like particular folders on my USB.
And you're like, this is guilt.
They're like, you're always here 20 minutes early, and I'm like, because if I'm not 20 minutes early, I'm 20 minutes late. Do you know what I mean? So it became this kind of like fake it till you make it thing, I guess. But it's if you know your own weaknesses, and then you effectively use that information bolster against it. They actually become strengths. So then I would like to ask you, what's one of your weaknesses in the last couple of years, or maybe in the last 15 months since you moved to Melbourne, that you've been able to maybe turn into one of your strengths, or you're working on turning into a strength?
I think that a weakness for me is seeing things through, or like staying the course. I have a very justify sort of brain where it's like, if I can feel a certain way towards something, I will get out of it and then justify that was right. Even if it's like, then I can look back and be like, mistake, like, you know what I mean? And I just like want to, I think that's a thing. So
is it a weakness that you over justify? Is that what you're saying?
I think my weakness is a strength and a weakness. It's as most people's are, but it's like, I dream intensely and can imagine lives and imagine pathways intensely. And if I put the work in, can make it sort of happen. But sometimes if a pathway of mine isn't going that great, or I'm just feeling lonely or whatever, then I can just dream intensely in an opposite direction and think that I need to shift it up completely and do something else. And that's good when you're trying to figure out who you are and what you're doing. But there's a certain point where it's like, this sucks. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to eat some food, going to shower, going to write down what I got to do tomorrow. And I'm going to see if I can chip away at that a little more. And, because it's worth chipping away at. Sometimes it's just like, I think I needed to learn how to balance out feelings and thinking. Because maybe there was a period where I was putting more of the chips on feeling and less on like what could help me achieve or move towards a goal. And I still suck at it, but I'm a little better, And I think,
and you're aware of it. I think that's really important.
So I don't know how that's all going to pan out, but like that's where I would sort of.
So do you have? We should probably play.
Yeah, let's start.
Yeah, we'll start. Do you have Yeah.
You go.
Okay, I will. I'll do this one.
Do I have?
Yeah, do you have like a core, like a mantra that stays consistent?
Just keep swimming. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
that's
something
Nemo.
like that. That stays consistent even as your activities on the ground change. So you're like, I want to be, doing this X different thing.
I've developed one. I don't think I used to have a core thing that I would come back to. It used to change. And it's going to sound deep and sappy. I think it's God. I think that's the core thing. I think that now when I'm in moments of trouble or turmoil, I pray. And then this is funny because I was like massive atheist as a kid. And I think I felt self-conscious about this for a while until it's just like I learned that religion and spirituality is just something for you. And it really does. Like, I'm probably never going to go to church because it's not my thing. I might. I don't know. Don't know who I'm going to meet. But, like, it just became like, I hadn't thought about this till just then, but it's like every time it gets a bit too much, I do come back to, like, I like sort of breathe, I ground myself, I like feel into my hands. There's this like sort of meditation thing where it's like, if you like just feel the inside of your hand, like your hand, feel it's like don't even like not just
with
the
your
hold
other hand.
not with your other hand, yeah. But like you can sense inside your hand, you can sense it. It's like warm, it's like a little tingle, it's something. And you feel your other hand. This is from the Midnight Gospel. This is where I got this from.
What's the Midnight Gospel?
It's an amazing show on Netflix by Duncan Trussell, a comedian. And he did this podcast with his mum. And she was a psychologist. And this was a grounding exercise. Anyway, and then you can feel up your arms. And basically, it's just like you end up feeling your whole body. It's like, doesn't matter where you are. You can always sort of come back to this center. There is something in you. There is like a thing in you. You are embodying a vessel, right? You're a spirit within it. You're something, whatever language we would use. And this is why it's interesting to say. It's like, I believe in God. God is this loaded word, and everyone's got a different sort of understanding of it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I think that, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have had to believe in God if I decided not to do life on difficult mode, like, but also like, I don't think you get a choice as to whether life's going to be on difficult mode. It will happen at some point. That's eventually. So it just does. It's like, mine's on difficult mode because maybe a little earlier than it would have been, but it all happened how it was supposed to happen because of the deck of cards I was dealt and who I am and what I'm going for. But everyone's life is going to get difficult. And then that was just a thing that it's like, that's something that's not changing or moving. And it forces, like, the Lord's Prayer. I'm going on this a lot, but it's like,
good. It's
like, just people would look at it like, this is a prayer that I had to say as a kid, and religion has harmed many people and indigenous peoples and gay people, and and they're thinking of religion in this context, but then it's like, okay, these are a set of words and they're designed to help you. This was the wrong way around, Bethany.
Oops.
Sorry.
Hey, I wasn't sitting on that side.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I was when we set up the
I
door.
set it up.
Did you?
Yeah, I just assumed it was you.
All right.
Because you were on this side.
Okay.
Anyway, so religion is...
Sounds like you need to, take some time to...
I'm going to get this off my bloody timer.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, nice.
So it's just a set of words, and you go through these words, and it's like, it's just giving you advice, basically, and it's giving you advice that's unchanging somewhat.
Yeah, and that is a constant.
And then it's like, you look at the advice it's given you. It's like, basically the advice you need in life is, well, Like, be grateful for where you're at. Be grateful for the fact you ate some fucking food today. Just think about that for a second, you know. Then it's like acknowledging that there is temptation and evil in your life, that literally exists, and you don't have to judge it. You don't have to judge people. It's more like the evil can sort of be understood in like a sense of there are things that would go deeply against my goals and who I am and wouldn't be good for me right now. So I would like...
Hey, that's not nice.
I would find myself at like clubs at 2 a.m. because that's what my friends were doing. And I would just get this sense of like, I've learned this lesson before. I've been in before. This isn't fulfilling. I don't have fun here. I'm not enjoying it. My body's getting worse. Like, it just kind of sucks. I'm not having fun. And I'm alone. And why am I back here? And it would just be this really confusing thing. It's like, I thought I learned this lesson. Where you think you've actually learned a lesson. And then you just repeat a thing again. And it's like, at some point, you've lived enough life that you sort of understand a cyclical nature of things. And you kind of get this sense of like, I've seen this before. And that's a good sort of moment because you get to sort of, even though it's sort of maybe a bit melancholy or depressing, if you can move through it, then you can sort of understand that there might be some sort of way to be a bit of an alchemist, to take the shit and turn it into gold, you know, take and then the negative things are driving you. And yeah, it's a really long-winded answer, but that's what I found, I think.
I find it really interesting that in moments of difficulty, those are the moments where we grow the most. But then the thing that helps you to keep going is to come back to yourself. That it kind of feels like coming back to a constant. And when you say that, it feels like regressing. But it's not regressing. It's actually just, it's paying homage to the fact that you're still there on this journey. And this is where you are. Mm. It's not going back to who you were. It's like a recentering in the present, I guess.
Well, it's a finding that it was always there.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go back.
Yep.
Never left.
Yeah.
Do you feel a sense of self? If that makes sense as a question.
My interpretation of the question may change what it means. But that was a bit dumb, wasn't it? Because now that confrontation's happening there. Oh, well. Touché.
What is your idea of self? You've got 7 minutes. You can afford to answer a question on your time.
What is my idea of self? So I must say that I would have an undeveloped sense of self, I think. Mm-hmm. Especially in the spiritual sense. Yeah, spirituality is something that I haven't really developed.
But you're very connected to your emotions.
I would say... Oh, thanks. I would say my emotions happen to me. Owies. That's really bad. That's horrifically bad.
Don't do that. You'll
why
lose.
Not?
Wait, actually, okay, you're fine. You can do that.
I can do this.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, because if you go there, then
you'll
I
be
kill
fine,
you. Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't.
That's right. Anyway, back to my undeveloped sense of self.
Sorry, I just had to hit you with that knight sacrifice to ruin your king's position. Anyway.
That was very, very sad, actually.
I think you have a so on your sense of self.
Just
Is spirituality something you're interested in?
I think spirituality is something I've gained an appreciation for as I've gotten older.
Does it make sense to you?
Spirituality still doesn't feel like something I need to engage with that much to be a healthy person.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel a need or a call to it.
Yeah.
But I definitely appreciate why others hear a call to become spiritual or have spirituality in themselves.
How do you define spirituality?
I would say spirituality for me is this connection between self and a higher power or a higher sense of being or a higher or like something greater than you. I think I have that in a very practical way. Like I really like thinking about the greater good. I really like thinking about my contribution to the world. Those things, awesome, great. They're logical, they're definable, I can put numbers on them. In terms of like opening myself to the world in like a spiritual way, that's something that I haven't really developed at all. Even as I say it, you're probably like, wow, it's a super novice. Yeah, I don't know. It's not something that I am very good at, but I operate in circles now where people are very spiritual on the outside. They say things that are
Jesus.
Yeah, well, maybe not Jesus specifically, but yeah. And they're like, there's like a peace. There's like a peace that they have that I don't. That I would say that I probably don't have. This is a really tricky scenario you've put me in. I don't really
of course.
know how to...
I'm destroying you right now.
Yeah.
But you were winning.
Thanks.
And you still are points wise, but
yeah, but it's really
actually we're even because I got 3 points.
Yeah, you got 3 points. Yeah,
I had to hit you with some stuff because you ruined my time.
Yeah, no worries. I do understand.
And then I blamed you for my queen being in the wrong position.
Yeah. This is really
so. I think spirituality, right? It's like the idea of like higher self. I think that can trip people up because it's like, well, I haven't felt this magical fucking thing. It's like, you know, when people believe in ghosts, it's like, I haven't seen a ghost ever. What the fuck? I think it's like, it's actually a connection between yourself and yourself. I think there is like, it's a weird concept, but there is more than one self because you can ask yourself a question.
Yes.
And then like an answer comes out.
You can observe yourself.
Yeah, an answer comes out. It might not be like an answer you want or even fucking understand, but it's like, what the heck? You know, it's like you can ask yourself a question. How stupid is that as an idea, right?
I think it's very cool.
It's very cool.
I think it makes sense that you can.
Yeah.
I think having a conversation with yourself makes sense.
Run away.
Yeah, you fixed the problem.
I did.
Except that I still want to come in there and kind of decimate.
Yeah, you'll probably do it.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, but then you'll come and kill this guy, I think.
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon.
Click you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it feels like there's a lot of imagery in spirituality.
Yeah. That may come from like the deep meditation psychedelic thingy.
Yeah.
That's
maybe.
Where that might come from.
Yeah.
That's your stained glass.
Yeah.
Images.
Yeah.
Triangles.
Yeah. Triangles. Sure. Why not? Oh heck, I don't know. I need some of my other pieces to be useful, but this guy doesn't move anywhere useful.
What is your favorite, silliest memory of Rachel, our sister? That's a good move. That's a great move on 2 fronts.
Thanks.
That annoys me.
I didn't want to do it because it put my castle in, like, it blocks my castle. But anyway, sorry, what was your question? Was it about Rach?
Yeah.
The missing sib.
Favorite.
Where are you, Rachel?
Yeah, favorite silly memory of Rachel. Because she is so silly.
That's, yeah, interesting. So, I don't know. A specific memory doesn't come to mind straight away.
Mm-hmm. But
owies. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Oh, but that means I can do this now?
Yeah, sure, take it.
Oh, well, hang on.
You got this. You're not
Hang
gonna
on.
lose.
What's gonna happen? I'm scared.
You're playing a good game. This is a surprising and interesting game.
This.
Yeah, take it.
So I'm gonna take it.
Yum yum yum.
Yum 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 yum. So Rachel has the best laugh when she finds something incredibly hilarious. She does the best laugh, and it just makes me lose it. Like, she just I don't know. She has like a really awesome way of enjoying life.
She does, yeah.
When it's happening, like, to be around Rachel is the best. I also really enjoy when she is not roasting me.
Yeah, when she's roasted someone else,
Yeah.
it's like the best thing you've ever heard.
Yeah. That's right.
And then you're like, damn it, there's a flip side to this.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah. I've always admired about her that she doesn't, maybe she does, maybe she just doesn't let it off, but she doesn't get weighed down by the heavy stuff as much. I feel like we are two little melancholy pods, peas in a pod sometimes. But not melancholy, because there's always this twinge of optimism to it, but that there is this like desire or need to go into some depths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. Yes. We have that. Yeah, yes. If Rachel was here, the convo wouldn't have gone this deep. And that's a good thing, a lot of the time. I don't know what to do. This is very stressful. My queen, I need to move my queen, but I don't know where.
What's your plan for attack?
I have none.
Yeah, nice.
I have none.
How are you going to defend?
Yeah. So I see the pressure building here. Bishop there. So I think, but see, I can't, if I go back, that doesn't really work.
Do you think chess is a balanced game?
Not when I'm playing against you.
What's your favorite thing about chess? Nicely done.
My favorite thing about chess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So one of my favorite things about chess is how quickly the board becomes unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, there's only 16 pieces aside, and there's only 64 squares. But it just becomes this absolute, like, what has happened? How did we get here?
Yeah. It is a weird... Life creeps up on you.
It just is really...
The change.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, this is completely different to what I thought it was set up to be.
Yes.
Oh, that hurts. Damn it.
That's what I was going for.
That was good. I was relying on that pawn for a minute.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So,
Advantage
like,
to
I
you.
guess because of statistics, like, I can understand mathematically why there's so many different outcomes for a game of chess.
Uh-huh.
But it still boggles my mind when you're living it and you're like, I'm just at the start of this game, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm in the middle of this game. What is happening?
Yeah.
That was, oh no, I have no time.
If we had all the time in the world, you'd win this game, because I'm just throwing shit at you.
I have no time.
You don't have time. Good luck.
Check.
Damn it. Oh, damn it.
Oh, damn it. I don't know what to do. I can't. I only have 5 seconds.
We'll ignore the time.
That's it.
You lose, but we'll ignore
yeah,
the time.
I lose.
Now try and make some moves with stress, but...
Yeah, okay. With stress, but no stress, really. Yeah, I don't know what my next move would have been, because I need to put you in check, because this is freaky.
Yeah, I'm gunning for you.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't know if you can put me in check right now.
I can't.
So maybe you need to redefend.
So I was thinking, if I take that pawn, like, does that put me in an attacking position? I don't think so.
You have to defend.
It defends this guy.
You're going to get checkmate.
But, I see. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are...
What we can do
Yeah.
is we can continue playing this after the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
That's-
So I'm not sure how
sorry.
much time we got left on the pod.
Yeah. My brain has become all consumed by this problem. And do you know, it's probably 3 or 4 moves away from being done.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. So yeah, thank you. You've given me the mental permission to do a stretch.
That was
Or
intense.
do a
do a
return
little-
to my body.
Yeah, that was an intense game.
Well done.
Yeah, good game, Beth.
That was awesome. I don't know how you just like talked for the first 3 minutes of the game and then still came back and like
I don't know. It's like
awesome. Really
no,
good.
I think this is what's happened is like in the last few years of like I think I've developed a lot of chess, and what's happened is there's just things I know, like attacks that I know how to throw. Like when you know when like the Melbourne Storm has like their like sequence where they like dummy to this guy and pass like a cutout pass or something.
Yes.
I just know enough of those that if someone doesn't have the time to think about it too much, I can just throw it, and it's like, oh, that'll probably it's that leg spin, you know. It's that, you know, it's the wicket.
It's
like
I
might
like the
be able to-
bowlers
yeah.
do. Like the bowlers will do 2 short balls and then they'll do a slow ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh heck, and then they nick it and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And it's like
Those
because
set
you're a good
plays.
chess player, it's not going to take your wicket, but it's going to throw your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Right. And so then, and the other thing is that you know that I don't know very many stock standard plays. So my reaction's going to be instinctive. And so your prediction is, well, Beth's only got a 20% chance, say, of deflecting this attack. So it's a good bet for me. And then sometimes the 20% chance thing eventuates and I do deflect it and you go, okay, fine, I've got to do something else now. But it's playing the risks. It's playing, well, the probabilities, I would say.
Yeah. It's a very probability game, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. It's really cool. So we've been playing a lot of 500 in the last couple of years. Probabilities with 500 are something you can actually start to grasp in your head, like what's more or less likely to happen.
Yeah.
Chess, nah.
There's
All
so
bets
many.
are off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I cannot fathom how to work out probabilities with chess, and that's I think why chess is so interesting and so like it grips you because it's
I think it's way more of a like because of computers. How many 20-minute times have we gone through, by the way? Probably a few. Yeah, this camera's going to run out. But I think with chess, it's like there's... Oh, what was I going to say? It's like it's way more psychological. And this is why it's interesting adding the psychological element. But I think it's like it is literally about throwing shit at your opponent that makes them feel uncomfortable in the game.
Yeah.
And knowing that there's a timer and stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's like computers just beat us.
Yeah. And they have every right to because they can store all of the eventualities
Yes. So they're just
in their
demolished.
system and run through them really quickly.
Yeah.
So we stand no chance.
So...
And that's, I think, fair.
Bethany, but this could go on for hours. Is there anything you would like to leave us with before we?
So that was a really holistic experience.
Yeah.
Like it
You're
had
fantastic. By the
everything-
way, I didn't get a chance to compliment you enough. You're fantastic. You're
Thank
such a
you.
great person.
Thank
and like,
you. So are you.
Like one of my favorite people of all time. You know, I think you have
Thank you.
an abundance of joy that you bring to everything, and yeah.
That's very
And
nice.
I just think that life will always. I think you're one of those people that you'll be lucky because you bring so much. It's like life will always have that little bright edge to it because that's what you bring. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
The
like
golden goose.
the yin and the yang. No, it's not. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's just the yin. It's like the yin and the yin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you think is the greatest issue of all time?
Ooh.
What's the greatest issue facing the world today?
Gut
feeling.
Okay, gut feeling. So when you asked Clayton this
Yeah, you
yesterday,
thought about
I
it.
had a gut feeling.
Brilliant.
So that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
My gut feeling, and I don't know very much. I haven't researched it.
Yeah.
I really don't know. So, I guess see me as a student
Sure.
trying to learn about this. But I get the sense that we are, as a society, moving more and more towards prioritizing the individual at the expense of the collective.
Really?
Yes. That's what I am feeling in my core.
And it was doing the opposite for a while there. And then,
Yeah, like when?
you know how it was like JP was always coming out and being like, we're focusing on the group too much and not the individual.
Who?
Jordan Peterson.
Oh. No.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Oh, sorry. That was more his political stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, so continue with
Sorry,
your point.
sorry.
So we're not thinking about communities. We're thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about our...
So a lot of the things that seem to be the focus are like on the individual level.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I feel extremely lucky to be sitting here in 2025. I am able to work in a scientific field. I had the opportunity to study maths to a really high level. Ladies didn't often get to do that. I'm 29 and I just got married. How awesome is that? Like, I would have been married 10 years ago forcibly if I was alive in any other time period. I don't know, things like that.
Or in a different country.
Yeah, so all of the moves towards individuality have been really, really good.
Yeah. ...
Like, they've been really good.
Yeah, but we're sacrificing some community.
We're losing some things as a result. And so it's not like, I don't think it's a bad thing that we're moving towards more individuality and individualistic pursuits and tendencies and like priorities. But I think it would be important for us as a society to just look at some of the things that we might be losing or maybe not paying as much attention to, and just ask, hey, were they good too?
Yeah.
Were they good too? And do we want to like
reintroduce it?
It's so hard to reintroduce them because then it means sacrificing the individuality that we've all fought for and won. And that's where it's like the I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
that's the feeling though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unsure on the how, but there's a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just this. Yeah. It just feels like there's a lot of nuance that gets bulldozed over.
Yeah. That's how I'm gonna
put it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know what the answer is. I've got no idea, but that's what I've been thinking about for the past couple of years, and my place in that movement and how it's affecting how I see the world and how I see the choices that I need to make. And it's really hard to navigate. I'm finding it really difficult to navigate, and so maybe other people out there are too.
Yeah, well,
that's what I think we're going to have to grapple with as individuals and as a society in the next 50 to 100 years.
Yep. Guys, invite your friends over, play games of chess with them.
That's what I wanted to say.
Make food for people.
Yeah.
That's your secret.
This is awesome as like a thing, like to connect with someone, but also have something that anchors us together, which is the chess game. But this is a cool representation of bonding with people. So well done.
Thanks.
I've really enjoyed this. I would recommend that more people do chess with Josh.
There's some people lined up.
If you're kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to do it, say yes. Optimism is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I don't want you on. And then go away. No,
if you don't get an invite, that's a bit awkward.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks, Clayton, for the camera work.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Clayton. Thanks, Josh. Oh. Good brother.
Chess on.
Yeah.